you don't need to actually think same to stay friends with someone or make a relationship work. But what you do need is emotional maturity, respect, and shared values. In today's episode, we're going to discuss about something so important that every friendship, every relationship, every sibling dynamic, WhatsApp groups and Instagram comment section, and I feel even family dinner needs. It's more like these days people feel like they always think they're all right. Don't you think so? And
100%.
If you disagree, it becomes war.
Yeah, but it needn't be that way, right? Because maturity is not finding people who are just like you, but it's accepting that we all are different people with different opinions, and that's absolutely okay.
Yes.
Which brings us to today's topic, agree to disagree.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, yeah.
Yeah. So in today's topic of agreeing to disagreeing respectfully, I think which is very, very essential. First thing what we're going to talk about, I feel, is like, why do people always take everything so personally?
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't, most of the times they think, okay, if you disagree with somebody, it means that you're disrespecting them. But disagreements are not disrespect, to be honest.
Yeah, but also it's not even disrespect, you know. Sometimes you feel like when people disagree, they think it's like judgment.
100%.
But opinions can be different because we're all different people having different experiences. We're different human beings.
Everything about us is different, and I think those differences need to be celebrated. And we should be so happy that we all see life differently.
Exactly.
And see the world differently.
See, if say for instance, you and I are standing on top of a mountain and looking at a sunrise, you might perceive it differently, I might perceive it differently. The experience will be the same. Yeah, you are watching a sunrise, but the way we perceive it, our takeaway from that will be entirely different. So why can't that be in real life as well, you know?
Exactly. But even then, even without agreement or disagreement, some people think that when you talk to a person, like especially in an argument, they think it's imperative to have a winner. But no, you don't need to win an argument. You don't need
and you don't need to feel like you're attacked. You don't need to feel like you're being attacked as well.
Yeah,
you know? It's
100%.
okay. I feel like when you sit down and have a conversation with someone, you need to go in there with an open mind.
Yeah.
And it's not just because like someone is sitting there and having a conversation with you with a different perspective or a different opinion. It doesn't really mean that they are judging you, you know.
Doesn't mean that they're judging you, doesn't mean that what they say is true, but it's just an exchange of information, I feel.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with it or not, just accept that, hey, you know, this person has a different opinion.
Yeah.
You do not need to take it personally. Why do people take it so personally?
I think it's because mainly to do with a lot of like, you know, like these days, I feel people take it so personally because first and foremost, there's so much information out there on social media.
True.
Right? And opinions are always spewed out there on social media, and opinions kind of become like an identity these days. And it's like more than staying curious about something, people need to be right all the time. You don't need to be right all the time. And when you especially listen to another person's opinion, you need to go with a very, very open mind before, like, you know, these people don't listen to give a reply. People listen to respond.
No, they don't listen to respond, they listen to react. They don't respond.
I think it's
just
all
react.
the late night food that made me like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. People listen to react. They do not listen to respond.
Exactly, but how about we meet each other at this common ground? Two people who have different opinions. We meet each other at a common ground,
Like
and they're
fitness
like,
is everything
hey.
for me. And you don't believe in waking up at 5 a.m. for joy to go play tennis, and I'm okay with that, you know. I won't be judging her for it, right? So we need to come from a place like that, I feel, right?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, and for the longest time you used to do yoga in a dark room with agarbatti without sunlight. Do you remember that? Mom and me will always get up on your business.
I meditate.
You used to, like,
sunlight.
so you had vitamin D deficiency and had to get weekly shots for it. Are you okay?
Oh my God.
Are you okay? See?
The vitamin D was definitely not because of that. I just get vitamin D and B12 shots but I properly had a deficiency just because I meditate in a room without sunlight. And the other person, that remember, mom used to make fun of me in a dark room with agarbatti and yoga.
Yeah. I mean, it was, see, now you're not listening to respond.
I responded.
Listen to react.
I have responded to you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously. But yeah, I feel like people can have like different opinions about things, you know.
Yeah, you don't need to, but as much as I'd like to think that, you should have different opinions, and it's really okay, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to friends,
it's not like that. More than anything, more than
any
disagreement.
special relationship, it's tricky.
No, like disagreement is immediately considered as disrespect, and immediately is considered as a judgment, and also the fact that there is no more emotional intelligence. It's only emotional reaction to everything that we say. But in truth, disagreeing is not like a real relationship is not based.
I'm sorry, but I suddenly thought about what you did.
What?
And I was thinking about God, when I'm going to see the lineup, I'm really going to regret doing that. Yeah.
Right?
It's fine.
But coming back to respect and disagreement.
Yeah.
Respect is not agreeing with everything you say. That is not respect. Respect is understanding the fact that you are saying I hear you, although I see things differently.
100%.
That is what respect is.
Yeah.
But then again, like you
And
said,
that is how disagreement should be done as well. You should disagree with somebody by making sure that they don't feel that you're belittling their opinion.
yeah.
It's not that, my opinion matters more than yours, or what I'm saying is correct, not yours. It should be more like, let's just understand that I stand by what I say, but that doesn't mean that I'm not trying to see your perspective.
Yeah, of course. That's where respect
And
comes
if you
from.
don't understand the perspective, I think we should go out on a limb and be like, if you really want to have a disagreement respectfully, you should ask the person, okay, where are you coming from? Like, can you explain? Why do you think
that? Yeah, that literally brings me to the social etiquette point of disagreeing with somebody, right? Like, when you are friends in a friendship, it's very important to have social etiquettes when you're disagreeing with somebody, or even when you're picking a fight with somebody. Like, if you're going to have friends who just say the same things, agree with everything you say, it becomes, nobody wants a clone for friends. If all your friends think the same, then it becomes an echo chamber.
For sure, you should have friends who challenge you, who bring different perspectives to you, because your friends should show you what you're missing, and you shouldn't be like, I can only be friends with someone who's exactly like me.
Yeah, then it becomes an echo chamber.
boring.
Yes, 100%. It just becomes like, oh, they're all just voicing your own opinion and stuff like that. But that's the thing, right? So when we're in a setup of friends, and it's very important to understand that you cannot just call people out publicly and make them feel like so small just to prove a point. This is where, when you agree to disagree, or when you have an opinion and somebody else has a different opinion, to make them feel little in front of others, or like that is the social nuance that people miss. Sometimes I feel just to sound intelligent,
100%. You shouldn't like insult somebody or put somebody down publicly, especially when they are your friend, just to sound smarter, because that is only going to make you look dumb.
Yeah, and
people
it's honestly
will be able
very
to see
embarrassing.
through your BS, honestly. If you're going to try and put your friends down, it's not nice. And I think you should really know where to draw the line, even if you disagree. You should know where to draw the line.
Yeah.
You should know to
Boundaries are very important when it comes to like disagreeing, and I think disagreeing in privacy is such an underrated thing.
quality.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's so underrated to a point where nobody understands that. Just to sound smarter or just to sound intelligent, people like to like correct others or put others down. I feel there are certain social etiquettes when it comes to disagreeing, like you should read the room, you should know whom you're sitting with before you go up there and throw your opinions and force it down. And you can definitely not force your opinion on your friends. It's very important to understand that we are all different and we all have like these different opinions, and it's okay, and that's where maturity comes in, to know that your friends think differently from you, want other different stuff, like, say for instance, if there is an opinion, there are so many friendships and relationships that have broken off because of that.
So I feel like these days, right, where does this whole disrespect for disagreeing respectfully come from?
Disrespect for disagreeing, disrespect.
Like rather, people are not bothered about disagreements and having the 1 minute.
Yeah. Latest அப்படினாலயா?
1 minute. People can't care enough. Couldn't care less. People couldn't care less to just disagree and be like, you know what, to hell with it. I don't agree, I disagree with you, that's it. I don't care where you're coming from, I don't care to be understood. That's the absolute.
That's a different kind
nonchalance.
of maturity, emotional maturity, or like confidence by itself to know that you can say that, okay, you are different, I disagree with you, and that's fine by me. I don't care.
No, that's
like,
fine
you know,
by me is okay. But saying, hey, you don't need to see where I'm coming from. Similarly, I'm not going to see where you're coming from either. But whatever you're
but I
saying,
think that's fine too, don't you think so? Instead of calling out someone or forcing your opinion on
you don't
somebody.
need to force someone. But then you can be like,
But if I do not want to understand where you're coming from and I'm okay with my opinion and I don't want to challenge yours or make a big scene about it or make it so bitter, I think that's fine too, right? Like as long as like you're not like, you know, calling people out under the name of honesty, or you know, you're just like being mean to them or like, you know, brutally honest.
Yeah,
Sometimes that's just brutality. Nobody discusses about clothing choices, music choices, whether Android is better than Apple.
Politics and religion. Definitely
100% no. Like you cannot, like especially at dinner table. But you know what?
But
Politics
lately
is-
I've discussed a lot of politics.
no, not
I
like
have to be
that.
honest.
No, there is this amazing book that I read by Jonathan Haidt called The Righteous
No, like
Mind.
really, I want to say this. I've discussed a lot of politics lately, and I've literally like been tiptoeing, you know, in the corner of burning bridges.
No, but that's so sad, right? Like you should be able to see where the other person comes from. This is exactly what that book was about. I think you should. Anybody who loves a good read. It was a slow read, but it did change my opinion about hearing another person's opinion on something as serious as politics or religion. The book is called The Righteous Mind. By Jonathan Haidt. It changed my perspective on how you
But
have
are
to
you
listen
telling
to
me that
somebody.
you haven't been sensitive about politics lately? All of us have been.
Yeah, we all have been sensitive about politics lately because
Yeah.
given the climate of Tamil Nadu right now.
Exactly.
But then,
But some of us choose to just have decent conversations. But the wars that's been going on Instagram and Facebook and everything. It's
exactly, like you know, that's also we should like understand where some people come from. It's okay to have those discussions. If you're not challenged in life, or in opinions like that, how does it make anything interesting? And especially with the climate that we are in, you were the one who said that this is somebody who's going out there and setting up their administration for the first time ever. So that's why the curiosity around the whole
Yeah,
thing
definitely.
is, and it's okay to be obsessing about that kind of like, you know, administration or anything like that. But to be challenged, that's fine too. But we're not going to get into that and discuss about my opinion because this podcast is not like that.
Yeah.
But still, like, you know, you should like understand where somebody else is coming from is very important. But in Instagram, I think it's become like an identity for people. You know, opinions have become identity. Our algorithms are showing things only what we like. Can you open my Instagram algorithm, like my explore page, and find something that is not aligned with me? That's how it is. That's not real. And also I feel like it's become like such a culture that saying, hey, I think I might be wrong, I changed my opinion about it. Abhi solra, it's people feel like it's a very ego play, but I think that's one of the most attractive thing ever to say by anyone, right?
For
if you
sure.
see that you have made a mistake or like you want to change your opinion about something, it's okay to say, hey, I think I might change it, but your Instagram would never allow it because people will be calling you out on this whole calling out culture on Instagram. And like, you know, that's the most dumbest thing I've ever seen, because if you a real mature human being will have a confrontational conversation about something instead of calling out on Instagram.
exactly what I also said. Like I think the last episode we spoke about how those who really have a problem with something that you're doing will bother to come and have a conversation about it with you. If they're not talking about it with you in person and just you alone, It doesn't matter. Either they don't matter or their opinions don't matter.
Yeah,
And
but this is not
it's
just
very
one-
easy to do that on Instagram because
Nobody is holding you accountable.
on Instagram. You can just have like, you know,
Wow,
a
the sync
faceless
was
profile.
insane.
So
Okay,
kiss
yeah.
me, babe.
Yeah.
So you can just have a faceless profile, you can have a nameless profile, and you can literally go about saying whatever the hell you want on any photo, on anyone's profile, right? That kind of access from just one place to the whole world and the freedom to say anything, that makes it easy, I'm guessing, for people to just have this Instagram call out culture. But I'm not sure if that is actually sustainable in the long run for us as humans.
Because nobody is taking it seriously. I, for one, do not read my comments. Yeah, it is hurtful when I see one or two of them. But where is it really heading with? But I am sure there are people who just sit there and do this as a full-time job to put
Really?
somebody down. Like, I'm sure
yeah.
there are people who go out there and say these mean things to put people down, make them feel horrible about. But it's not just that, right? Like, it's a bigger picture than that. It's not just Instagram, I'm saying. The whole accountability culture, it doesn't exist, because the second somebody is like, you know, not agreeing with your opinion, oh, I'm going to block them, I'm going to unfriend them. Oh,
1 minute. What? Come again?
I
For
mean-
1 second I turned that side.
no! See, I do not block people.
1
or
minute,
unfriend
1 minute,
pe-
1 minute. Okay. Anusha unfriends people. Anusha
All the time.
unfollows people.
All the time. I unfollow people, I unfriend people, I block them all
Ansha
the time.
blocks people.
But okay, now this is like out of context, right? I block them, I unfriend them because there is heavy abuse and hatred involved. Have I ever blocked anybody who has not abused me? The people I've blocked are people, you don't need to, the social etiquette is not putting up with hatred and abuse, you know. You should have boundaries. That is also very important. You can agree to disagree with boundaries, but if you are going to cross your boundary and come this side and like, you know, show me all this hate, I do not want to know what you're up to in life, and sure as shit I don't want you to know what I am up to in life. So like, I am going to block you, I am going to unfriend you, but I have so many people whom I do not agree with. But I do follow them, I do see them, like, you know, that's another thing. You can agree
100%.
to.
If someone has hurt you beyond, you know, what you can tolerate or what you think is okay, then I think they should definitely go out of your life. I was obviously just taking it to get you because.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I do unfriend people because I am not okay with mean behavior. I
Nobody
am
is
not
okay with mean
with
behavior.
like.
Nobody should be okay with mean behavior.
Exactly, and hatred and abuse. Like, abuse needn't be like hitting someone,
Yeah.
right? Like, going out of your way to like insult your intelligence just because. See, that's another thing. You should know when to be quiet.
Yeah,
You
silence
can't
is
go
virtue.
around arguing with an idiot because an idiot is going to drag you down to his level and beat you with his idiocracy. So when you are quiet, that doesn't mean you're willing to stand there and be a pushover. It just means you're protecting your peace.
Yeah.
And when that kind of kindness or like kind of like silence is taken for granted, then there is only so much you can also like, you know, deal with people. And we are
Yeah.
living, let's just agree that we are living in a hyper online world, and there are trigger points for people, so it's fine. But then I'm not just for like one small opinion I'm not going to unfriend someone. Just for like a small opinion I'm not going to block someone. That's not what I'm saying, like, you know. But that's not life too. You can't just block someone in real life.
You cannot block someone in real life.
You got to
just have
deal with
like,
people.
Be an
You have to
adult
sit in the same room
and be like,
Yeah.
okay, either does this person matter or can I just do away without being affected by this person? It all comes down to the importance that the person has in your life, right?
Yeah.
Like for example, my relationship, I think is like the perfect example of you know, two people who are complete opposites, contrasts, I think. And I don't think you know, most of the things we don't see eye to eye, but I don't think that has ever stopped either of us from respecting each other's opinion and being like, hey, yeah, I know that I don't see it the way you see it.
Sorry. Okay. No, I didn't do anything. I literally just looked at the camera.
You think I don't know you,
I
Anusha?
literally just looked at the camera. I didn't do anything.
So, what was I saying?
We might not see eye
we
to
don't
eye.
ever see eye to eye on so many things. As much as we do, you know, agree. I think we agree on like a lot of values, but we don't agree on opinions so much. We don't
Yeah.
agree on, you know, standpoints and we don't agree in what we think on a general note. But I think that has also challenged me. I know that there are people who really just agree and who, it's much more cohesive. But I feel like every disagreement, if you allow it and if it makes sense to you, it is an opportunity for you to really grow. When there is a difference in your opinion, that's like an invitation for you to just level up and grow your mindset. It's either that, or if you have a difference in your values, then I think it's just doomsday.
Yeah, that's just stupid, because you can disagree on opinions. Like, fitness can mean something to you, fitness can mean something else to me. Like, whether should I eat pineapple on my pizza? Now, that's an opinion. How I travel, how I spend my money, how I save my money, those are all opinions. But then values, empathy, kindness, love,
honesty,
those are all
respect,
integrity. Those are all values.
Yeah.
So when you when you have difference of opinion, then that gives you room to grow. But if you have like a difference in the values, that's just going to make you grow apart. That's going to put a lot of distance in you. Say for instance, I don't think I could ever be friends with somebody who cannot be kind, cannot operate from a place of kindness, or cannot operate from a place of basic respect, or like can't say thank you, please, or be grateful for, right? Like those are all values. I'm sorry, if you do not align with me on those things, then you got to go.
Yeah, for sure. I think those are like really cool values to like try and be aligned with people on. I think for me it would just be the fact that if somebody is not able to accept the fact that another person can be different and it's absolutely okay, and you and I can still sit across the table despite being complete polar opposites and still have, be great friends, then I think if someone doesn't have tolerance, my God, that entire thing can just be put in the word tolerance. If someone doesn't have understanding and tolerance, I think it's difficult for me to coexist with
and there are
like
a lot of people who feel like if their opinions don't align, then they cannot be, they immediately, there comes hatred, and there comes like, forcing them, or immediately they're being judged, they're being branded. I've seen this quite a number of times in a lot of adults, and I don't think that's a very healthy way to go about life, right? Like, even for instance, I don't think I've ever had major argument with any of the strong point relationships in my life. Be it you, be it mom, be it dad, be it Dura, be it any one of my close friends. I don't think I've ever had, and we're all so different. We're all so different. But we've always had a very, very beautiful way of saying, hey, you know what? I see it. I see you see it differently, but this is where I come from, and if you do it this way, it will be better for both of us. But if you don't want to, but I respect it, but this is who you are, and I'd let you do. That's one thing, because we all are different human beings. By the end of the day, like I said, we all are going to have different experiences.
Why should anybody live the same way? Why should anyone live the way you expect them to live? They also get to do life just this one time. So everyone should be allowed to live however they want to. And if it's not hurting you, then let them just live their life. But if people want to disagree with it, then they should just be like, okay, this is my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
If you're hurting yourself, then I'm going to tell you that.
Okay, and even I feel like even that opinion cannot be too harsh.
Yeah, for sure.
It cannot be too brutal. Under the name of honesty, if you're going to be brutal, it's just going to be brutality.
Yeah, because brutal honesty without kindness is just
brutality.
Yeah. You don't need that kind of brutal honesty. You don't need that person.
Yeah, 100%.
How do you think we should have a healthy disagreement? One, I think you just, put out whatever you want to say. Two, you listen to what the other person has to say. I don't think you should try and change their opinion immediately or try and make them see things the way you're seeing it. Properly listen to what they are really trying to say, understand them, and don't try to immediately object. Don't react, respond. Don't shout, because shouting doesn't mean that you're right or doesn't mean that you're going to win. I think tone really matters when you're trying to agree or disagree with somebody. Sensitive conversations can easily escalate into something that it was not intended to be if you're not being mindful, because emotions take, the front seat, and then it's very easy to kind of lose track of what you are even talking about. So I think these I think are the basic rules of disagreements. What do you think are the basic
You basically said everything.
Then great.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
every conversation doesn't need a winner, right? That's another thing. Like, it's fine. It's just an opinion, and people are allowed to have two different opinions. And if you feel like you don't understand something, you can ask, like, a question coming from a very, very honest place, instead of like, I don't seem to see your point of view. Can we get, instead of saying that doesn't make sense, or something like that. And it's very, very important to know when to stop. I feel when you're disagreeing, it's okay to disagree, but it's very, very important to stop when you are like in a conversation, and it's okay to leave it at that. It's fine. We all are like, just trying to make it with different opinion, different ideas and stuff like that. So it's okay to disagree and leave it at that. So these are some of the things, and I feel like our sister dynamic kind of works because we are two extremely different people with completely different opinions on life. But the one thing that brings us together all the time is because we have these shared values. Our core values are always the same. Be kind, operate from a place of kindness, move around with grace, operate from a place of love, be respectful, have some empathy for others. And like, everyone struggles with something or the other, but like, we always like mainly operate from a place of kindness and love. So that itself is like a huge blanket statement. We're very polite and very thoughtful kind of people, but we are very, very different people. I feel our opinions on stuff are extremely different, but we are like super aligned because of our values.
Yeah.
Like, what is the one, I think we should keep it a little light. Like, what is the one thing we strongly disagree upon? Do you know?
I think a lot of things, no? But strongly disagreeing upon is,
I believe in moving faster when you have a timeline. When you have to be at a place, I believe in moving a little faster. Chop. Right?
yeah, I don't think anything
Right.
should make you want to like hurry.
Right?
Yeah, if
Nothing.
nothing,
Not when
absolutely
Rome is
nothing.
burning.
Nothing is worth it. You shouldn't
Yeah.
be in a constant state of anxiety at all. You should not be like tensed all the time. If you're late, you're late. That's it. Get ready calmly, get ready peacefully.
Yeah, the world can
And
wait.
the world will wait because royalty is always late. So don't worry.
I said it wrong. Royalty is never late. Everyone is a little early. That's how the line goes.
Oh. Oh. See, you know. So, yeah, royalty.
Yeah, that's
is,
why I try to be on time everywhere. So that's something that we disagree upon.
Yeah.
That I disagree upon with you. Like, what is the one annoying habit, funny habit of mine that you do not? A funny habit.
a funny habit that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There are so many things. You used to make this face when a child was like to card me. And it's
That's
still
not
there,
a
like,
habit,
it is a
jerk.
habit.
No,
It is
it's
just-
not.
It is a habit that you just grew
It's
out
definitely not. No. It's not a
Okay.
habit. A habit is something you do it repeatedly on an everyday basis. Look it up.
of. The fact that you're so riled up, that I don't like.
It's super late. I'm like, you should be riled up. But okay.
Yeah,
then.
but I'm not, no? Like I'm saying, okay, let's just finish
Yeah, that's why we're so different but aligned. So yeah, then what else?
this. Okay, you tell me. What is
What?
the one habit of mine that you don't like?
Chewing 28 times.
I love it.
That's why you asked me and I told you, like,
Yeah.
And personality wise, I think we both are extremely different.
Yeah.
Extremely, extremely different.
But
But that
definitely
is like-
opposites.
Yeah, but still we are. I think
Exactly.
we've always been this close, mainly so because although in spite of our differences in characters, our habit, our opinions, it's because we never try to defeat each other.
Or change each other, I
Like,
feel,
it's never been a point of, oh, I'm trying to win her over, or it's never been a thing of ego. It's always been like, I know how when your face ticks off, like right now, a little while back when it ticked off and you completely forgot everything. But then it's not about defeating you. It's about respect, and it's got nothing to do with ego. I think that's where everything is defeated when somebody when the whole point of agreeing to disagree comes into place, it's mostly ego driven, to be right, to win them over, and to always have a winning side. It's never like that. It's always about not defeating the other person, I feel. That's what it mainly is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's simple. If the person really matters, you wouldn't really, be so serious.
That's person over the problem.
Yeah, that's
but it's not even about the problem, right? We're just talking about like opinions and stuff like that. Like it can get very heated and serious when a bunch of friends are all sitting together and talking about something, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember like this one time, and like there are so many people who make others feel bad for not knowing something. Be it a current thing or a personality or like a trend or anything like that. So what if they, like in a friend setup especially, right? Just to make fun of them or something like that. But it is, those are the kind of things, right? It's not really a fight or an argument. It's okay to agree to disagree on opinions. Like,
sure.
It's okay to let it be. It's birds of feather flock together, not because
they
all the same and they all think the same. They all are just aligned. That's where the saying comes from. It's not like a thing where you all have to be the same, do the same, like the same. Then that's just a boring life, because like you said, growth really happens only when you challenge somebody.
Yeah.
And it's fun to banter, it's fun to debate. Everything is not serious. Like I said, that book, Righteous Mind, made me look at things differently. It's not about politics or religion, although it does say, why is a righteous mind divided by politics and religion, right? But it covers so many things. It was such a slow, I took my own sweet time to read it, because I had to read it in details and in layers, but it had this beautiful analogy about how our mind is like an elephant and its rider. And we are value and opinion driven like that. It's such a beautiful book. I think if you really want to see things differently, I think that's a book you need to pick up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's do a rapid fire.
For sure, yeah. Let's do a rapid fire. Do you want me to go? I wrote it down too. Not every disagreement needs a courtroom.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes you can just disagree in silence.
100%. Yes. Yeah.
Emotional maturity is staying calm when someone thinks differently.
For sure. Agree.
Yeah. Next. Picking alternatives.
Strictly no discussing politics at dinner.
100%.
Yeah.
Unless it's our house dinner table. Because in our house, our parents are so nice. Because we all are allowed to express our opinions and nobody really gets offended. Because that's how we've grown up, me and my sister also at home. Our parents have never been the kind of people. Now when I think about why do I never get ticked off easily, or why do I not try to tick off someone else with my opinion, I think it all boils down to our family. Because my parents have always encouraged me and my sister to have different opinions, and they've always been okay and even celebrated the fact that we even have opinions that are original to us.
And somehow dinner table has always been about educating us on how the climate in our state is, like, what kind of, what do I say, it's definitely welcomed at our dinner table, but because it's been like more like an enriching educative experience about where we come from, the kind of struggles we've all faced, and we come from a very, very strong Tamil household. Our parents have been like that. Our dad especially, and our mom, although she's so worldly and knowledgeable in her dad, but then they've always taught us to be so proud of our roots. And except our dinner table, I think other than that, if we are at somebody's dinner table, we wouldn't want to discuss that.
Nobody else's dinner table. But at our dinner table, anything and everything is open to discussion. So, confusing confidence with arrogance.
Agree. 100%. I agree. Yeah. Just because you can confidently express yourself and you know how to articulate your feelings and your opinions, that doesn't mean it's arrogant. And you cannot understand. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Next one.
Silence can be more respectful than reacting.
Yeah, 100%. I think so.
I'm with you on that too.
Yeah. Because sometimes people don't really, they do not want to hear you. So why are you wasting your time trying to talk to them?
Yeah, for sure.
They do not want to understand you. So why are you struggling so hard to be understood?
But coming back to the point where like confidence and arrogance, it stays confident when you are actually humble about it. Not try to rub it in that person's face with a smirk or like an opinion, like, you know, belittle their opinion. No.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like confidence comes from confidence is a very well-rounded aura by itself, I feel. So yeah.
Yeah, confidence knows what it is. It doesn't ever try to like be loud about it.
Being right is overrated.
Yeah, please be wrong. I love the days when I feel like, okay, I'm wrong, because that makes me want to like learn something about myself, about somebody else, about the world. So I'm not saying, oh, I want to be wrong all the time, but once in a while to be wrong, I think if you see it the right way,
I think it's beautiful to be
Yeah.
wrong. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the way, like I said, it's really attractive when you can understand that you're wrong and you're forthcoming of it, and also you can say that, hey, I think I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing too.
Yeah, loud is not right.
100%. Loud isn't right. Just because you're loud, that doesn't mean what you're saying is right.
Yeah.
And it's okay to outgrow friendships.
Yeah, because I think all of us have outgrown friendships in
Yeah.
some phase of our life
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
other. And I think it's very few friends who stand the test of time and they become family. So yeah, absolutely okay to outgrow friendships. Debating without disregarding.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. We've always been people who challenge each other when it comes to like, yeah, debating without disregarding. Absolutely agree.
Why did you laugh?
I thought about something that happened and then I laughed. No.
What happened?
Why do you always make me say things? Like
Okay,
once we're done and we're like,
Friends tell you uncomfortable truth. Friends who tell you uncomfortable truth.
for sure, but depends upon whether you're saying it behind four walls or in front of like an audience. That like 100% friends do tell you uncomfortable truths. As in like they make you better. If it's for the betterment of your own self, then amazing. But not in front of like in front of an audience or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel world would be a lighter place and a happier place if we all like understand that disagreement doesn't mean disrespect, and kindness during disagreement just tells a lot about your character than winning at all. So
For sure. I think we all should like hold some space for each other
yeah.
and make room for us to coexist
Yeah.
peacefully. We don't need people who think. We don't need people who think.
Yeah, we don't need people who think like us. We need people who have different opinions and who hold space for us and who can actually understand, who actually gives us the space to be ourselves without making love, respect, or a safe space, an emotional safe space without making it feel conditional. And that was Two Peas in a Pod on agreeing to disagree respectfully. And thank you so much for joining on another sleepy but still good episode, I hope, of Two Peas in a Pod with agreeing but still
If you like this episode or if you have something to add to this, please tell us what you think in the comments. Has there ever been a time where you've disagreed and it has cost you, or it has, you know, added to the betterment of your life? Please tell us about one of your interesting disagreements in the comments.
Or share this with somebody whom you debate with all the time, or whom you're trying to tell, hey, this is what I was trying to tell you all while long, you know. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us on another phenomenal episode of Two Peas in a Pod.